Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. As we're seeing Luca working out here, of course. He got to get the reps in, even though there's like danger everywhere, even though it's a terrifying thing happening right now in Amphoreus. I always find it so cool now that like this place here has become kind of like a little hub world in a way. You know what I mean? I unintentionally used it like that because whenever we do ending discussions now, we do it here. We'll always go back to the Astro Express to do some other ending discussions too, but I feel like we've done a lot of ending discussions in this location now, and it feels like a hub world. It really does. Let's continue the challenge, which again, I love that Honkai Star Rail gives you this option to save and leave certain parts of the game and then come back to them. The Holy City lost to time. Man, we're gonna have to get a better lay of the land of what's happening here, honestly. Absolutely terrifying stuff. So let's, this is the optional memory fragment, or the recollection. Oh, Herta's here. Whoa. Hey, kiddo, can you see me? Don't bother responding. This is a pre-recorded video message. Thanks to the little Empress granting access to the Ultimate Protocol, Screwy and I rewrote the progress of the Aeronova while you were away. Oh, wow. So that's so interesting. They said they were had, it was only a matter of time until they had access to this, right? I guess you don't have much time to listen to all those complicated principles right now, so let me break it down to you in simple terms that anyone can understand. Amphoreus has been racing down the path to destruction for too long, and the underlying logic of the Aeronova has been completely corrupted. Screwy and I put a lot of effort, but we could barely manage to overwrite a small portion of its logic, so again, it's still only since it's been happening for so long, the logic has been corrupted, so that they couldn't even do a lot with it. They couldn't do a lot with it. Let's take the progress bar as an example. Iron Tune's progress bar is currently at 99.98%, and through this rewritten Aeronova, we were confident we could push it back to 96. Let's be conservative and say 97%. This is a critical matter. The internal structure of the scepter is too unstable, and we don't know what complications might suddenly arise. The most rational course of action is to quickly run another extrapolation to buy the cosmos a bit more time. Wait, to run another experiment, like another cycle? Once you've dealt with the troubling old Inteleron, don't hesitate to start the next cycle of extrapolation right away. Screw said the Aeronova isn't a process that happens in an instant, and the protected nodes of the scepter are probably at their most vulnerable only during the reset. Okay. I guess it's like saying someone's at their most vulnerable. Okay, so it's during the reset, it's when they can when they can maybe access it more and maybe mess with the protocols more. Only by initiating this progress first can we seize the opportunity to make our move. It's all up to you now. Okay, that's fine. A deliverer as well, but Herta saying this too. So yeah, Herta saying deliver in quotes is always a very Herta thing to me. That's very Herta, right? Because again, she's having a bit of fun with it as well while still talking about the seriousness of this. So we need to actually, if I'm getting this right, the actual protocols here are more vulnerable to being changed when it's at the peak of the extrapolation rebooting. So we have to actually follow through with it in some way, I guess. And here's the anchor itself too.
The chrono-cognitive anchor?
It's so insane, by the way, that all that's on my mind, and just being completely real with you guys, I know I'm gonna have to pay attention to everything here, but all that's on my mind is March. You know what I mean? All that's on my mind is March. I'm trying to get into obviously what Herta's saying and all this stuff too, but it's hard not to just have every single aspect of my brain be attached to what happened there with the Evernight character.
There's so much I wanted to say for our reunion. Yet now that you're back, there's only one thing to say.
Wait. Cyrene!
Welcome back, friend.
Oh my god. The last time we saw Cyrene, it was literally just getting taken away by the same thing that took us away when we were in Examoth, right?
It's been such a long
time.
time.
Cyrene, I'm glad you're still here. What happened to the world while I was gone? I saw March 7 and she looked really weird. It's I think it's a very stealthy to say.
You must be really confused right now, aren't you? So much has happened in Amphoreus while you were gone.
I know, we can tell as well all the stuff happening here as well. Again, even the fact that it's very Amphoreus as well in general to do stuff like off camera sometimes, because like the world keeps turning, and even when we're in Examot, the world has to keep turning because that's the whole point. So the fact that like even like Herta and Screwlum got access to like a lot of the protocols like that they got to, even if it wasn't like as much as they would hope, it's so interesting that like, yeah, the world just keeps turning, right?
But don't worry. The Deliverer can't afford to be lost, no? No, please follow me and turn the pages of time and hear the words everyone left for you.
Hear the words everyone left for you? Like different messages?
I'll tell you the story of this 1,000-year journey. That way, it won't just be my memories alone.
Oh, so she's carrying this burden, these memories. So I'm guessing a lot of people freaking died again, right? I'm guessing a lot of people died again.
Cyrene can't hear me?
Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on a second here. Did I... Let me see this again.
It's always like getting like
Be quiet,
the
Calvin,
anger
please.
itself. Have like every
Did I miss something about this conversation here that said she couldn't hear us?
It's been
such a long
Please
time.
don't.
I'm
You could say-
really confused right now.
like. So the fact
Don't worry. The Deliverer can't afford to be lost.
like different messages. I'm guessing a lot of people
That way it won't be just my memory. Is that what they're saying? Like it's like she's... Because I took that as her saying like it's all in my memories. So maybe it's like she's a memory right now or something? Like with the stuff with Memoria and stuff like that too? Because it's been such a long time. I said I saw March... Is it because she didn't answer the March 7th thing? Interesting. Okay, I guess I just didn't pick up on that. Okay. I'm glad they clarified that for myself as well then, I guess. Yeah. Oh, it's over here. Okay. I thought it was gonna be a bit further away, just because sometimes, you know, they have the markers on the doors themselves, and then like they change the markers again. Man, look at this location. I mean, like we've seen like the world in this form before, but like it never like you never become used to it. You know, you're never gonna be like, oh yeah, this is Amphoreus now. You know.
Look, the scenery of the past has resurfaced.
And there's Aggie and Treeby, who become such a huge part as well of our journey back through time, right? We've seen them a lot in our journey back through time for sure.
Time flies.
Or through cycles, I should say.
200 years have passed since the Deliverer's fall.
The Deliverer's fall?
We had to return 3 core flames of law, romance, and ocean to stop Lygus.
Wait, so is that when Stell was like taken
Even so-
away? Do you think so? Like when Lygus took Stell away, they saw that as the fall of the Deliverer.
Terravox has fallen. The 2 geniuses vanished without a trace,
What?
and Zeridra embraced her fate.
Embraced it.
At this rate,
So, Herta and Screwlum disappeared, right? Which again, I wonder what happened to him. I'm kind of worried, but at the same time too, like it's not out of the question for Herta and Screwlum to show up somewhere and then not show up again for. That doesn't sound too out of the question. But obviously, like what they're trying to show here is that there is like a feeling of hopelessness. We see even here like the idea of we've had to return 3 core flames. That means Lygus was correct in saying that I will find a way for them to return those core flames. Right, because again, he's not wrong. Again, I don't like Lygus. I hate him. Right, but the fact is, he knew that if he did something crazy enough, they were gonna have to do something to try and stop him. Right, he knew this. He said this.
Era Nova will come, and Amphoreus will fall into the destruction.
We gotta prevent this. We gotta prevent any destruction from happening.
it seems the key to rewriting the end once again lies in the core flame of world bearing.
Which we have. We have that core flame.
According to the instructions left behind by those 2 geniuses, we must get it into the Deliverer's hands, no matter the cost.
So they did leave it behind. That's so Herta and Screwlum to be like, here's some instructions. It'll make sense at some point.
But how? We need to find a way to hide the core flame. And we must buy enough time to keep Lygus at bay.
Is this how they're gonna tell us how they handed the core flame to us then?
About that, Rini might have some good news.
Cyrene?
She had that dream again last night, but the Titan's voice was clearer than ever this time. She said, pass the flame into the future.
Oh my god. Because again, we know that Evernight handed us the core flame and said that she did a lot to get this to us, right? So this is definitely how they're telling us how we got the core flame.
Is that a prophecy from Orynyx? She chose to side with humanity this time and hide one of her kin's core flame? It seems Amphoreus' fate isn't sealed just yet.
Well, that's good to hear.
You're right. History has changed. Humans and Titans are both giving their all to keep this world going.
Yeah, and it's motivating, right? Because again, even through all this destruction and pain, I feel like Honkai Star Rail always does a good job of not having the world feel like there's not even a percentage of hope left. Like, they make it feel like there is hope left. I should say there is like a percentage of hope left. Because I think that, like I've always talked about before, like I don't like stories that are just cruel for the sake of being cruel. And if you leave no avenue or door open or window open for like something to get better, then it's like, okay, the motivation's kind of not there.
Perhaps a relay across the ages is finally about to begin somewhere out there.
Unfortunately, life
Cipher.
will never go smoothly. Leiden's army is already at our gates,
Leiden.
and their commander.
Leiden is the force that was the leader of their forces was executed by Hycelans.
That Lycurgus.
Oh my
He's
god.
right outside Akama.
He led the Leidens to here? Okay, so I don't feel bad about the execution anymore. You want to work with Lygus? Fine.
Light calendar 3960.
Oh my god.
Cyrene, under the pretense of a campaign against Fagusa, sacrificed 500 Chrysos heirs to complete the trial of law. This tragedy shook everyone in Amphoreus.
As it frickin' would, man. Here's the thing, regardless of the reasoning, regardless of the idea behind it, regardless of like the logic behind it, you have to put yourself in the shoes of any ordinary person in Amphoreus. Wait, 500 Chrysos heirs are dead? Like, no matter what, we think we're like, you know, beautiful beings that can understand nuance all the time, right? But like, you're talking about the perspective of someone who's sitting there going like 500 Chrysos heirs are dead. You're going to direct your anger and your fear towards a singular point.
That same year, Cyrene the Imperator was assassinated.
Jesus.
After which Aglaya the Goldweaver took command. Thus began humanity's second flame chase journey. A path hanging by a thread.
Oh my god, don't say. And look at their eyes change. She was so cheerful before this. But like the whole thing with, like I'm not surprised she was assassinated. I want to make that clear, right? This isn't me saying, F Cyrene. Yeah, get her. This is me saying I'm not surprised. Because throughout history, like it doesn't happen as much anymore, but like when a leader like dissatisfies their people, there is a uproar and an upheaval and someone will try to get rid of them, right? 110%. And in this case with Cyrene, like, again, if you're relating to the idea of like 500 Chrysos heirs died for this trial, no matter what, as I said, that individual in the crowd is gonna be like, wait, 500 people. I knew like 20 of those guys. I knew that girl. I knew that person. I knew this person. You know what I mean? It's like, no matter what, it's 500 lives destroyed. You can't sit here and like, you know, ever pretend that people aren't gonna be like, F this gal. Let's kill her. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that's gonna run through people's minds.
Come, this way.
So, what we got from that is, Cyrene dreamt of the idea of bringing the core flame to the future to Stell. Because the prophecy was that they had to give it to the Deliverer. They saw Deliverer as us being warped away as like a falling, like the Deliverer fell, right? Which is like, sometimes death, sometimes it's just like they're lost or whatever. We also got from that the idea that now Aglaya in this form is like the leader now, as she was in our, you know, cycle. And Cyrene completed the trial of law, Fagusa, and killed and sacrificed 500 lives in the process, leading to like probably like a lot of unrest. Let's be honest here. Like that's probably happened. And like if she's getting assassinated, that means like. And here's the thing. It could have been a cleaner, right? I want to make that clear. I'm not just saying that it has to be related to like civil unrest, right? But I'm saying that does happen throughout history. It could have been a cleaner. It could have been anything in this world, 110%. This is a big chest. It'd be good for hide and seek. But yeah, like, it does. If it's civil unrest, it doesn't surprise me that someone will be assassinated in that moment, right? As I said, I can keep repeating it, but it's like 500 people. 500 people died in that moment. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Next time. Pterodactyls. Oh wow, what are they loading? What are you loading? What are you loading? Okay, it's just the outside world, okay. I was like, oh, okay, they were loading something. Is that Lygus again? Wait.
Eternal holy city? What part of that eternity ever lived up to its descriptions in poetry?
Castris? I hate him.
The Memorial Palace lies in ruins. Countless mortals have perished because of your stubborn resistance.
This is freaking, like, I'm just gonna say it. This is colonizer mentality. I don't care what anyone says. This is that type of mentality of like, if you just stop resisting, you won't die. It's like, they don't want to die. They don't want to be under the thumb of like you or any other force here. They don't want the Aranova to turn into destruction. It's like, and when I say colonizer mentality, I mean like the type of thing where it's like I'm just taking over your country. If you stop resisting, less people will die. It's like, then stop taking over the place. You know? Then stop. It's like, oh, like if they just stopped fighting back, it's like, stop then. It's like the friend that goes like with that like, or like someone like that hits someone, right? Slaps someone in the back of the head or something 3 times. And then like the person slaps them back and they go, hey, if you just stop hitting me right now, I might not hit you again. Yeah, it's like, okay, buddy. I don't know, man. It sucks.
It's time you learned the cost.
Oh my god, Castris.
Now, answer my question again.
Again, it's that Lygus mentality of like, and it always is that Lygus mentality of, you are wrong, no matter what, you are wrong. If you just stop being foolish, they think they still get easier. It's not that like, hey, I'm gonna give you a happy life. It's like, hey, it's gonna end easier, right? If you tell me where the money is, I will make sure I don't torture you. It's like, okay, like, buddy, like, you're still bad.
Where is Kefali's core flame?
You really think you'll find it by razing the holy city to the ground? From what I see, all you'll get is dust and disappointment.
Tell him. Absolutely tell him. Because again, he won't get it right. Because if we're thinking about this correctly, he was probably already sent to the future, right?
Don't forget, you can't kill the Chrysos as mentioned in the prophecy because of law. So
it's the 12 Chrysos heirs Lygus can't directly kill. Right, that's what we're getting at, right? The 12 Chrysos, Aglaia, Castoris, Cipher, they can die by other means, right? Like, but they can't die by Lygus' hand because he is also someone who is not a part. I think he's like an external force as well, right?
I have never denied that.
But I didn't say that.
Which is why I now place my hope in the faithful citizens of Akama. Perhaps they'll give me what I seek in the echo of your screams.
Is this he got the other forces to attack these locations as well, I guess? Like he manipulate again. He is a master manipulator, right? He's good at this stuff. He's good at manipulating. It's like, it's just that the reason why he couldn't manipulate Saridra that well is because Saridra like doesn't take to his type of flattery. You know what I mean? His type of manipulation. He just met one person that just doesn't connect with that type of manipulation, right?
Now then, I'll be cutting open your chest
Jesus, bro.
and using your scalding golden blood to baptize the masses. Allow me to apologize in advance. We shall start with you, blind and foolish Lady Goldweaver.
Again, voice actor is fantastic. It's just that I hate him. And maybe that's doing your job. He's doing his job as a great voice actor. I despise him. Like with all of my heart and all of my being, I despise him. And that to me shows that like it's a voice actor doing his freaking job, right? He's made him like a character that like I think one of the like there's villains we've hated before. There's characters we like have not liked before. Like I'm not a fan of Cocolia in any way, shape, or form, right? 110%. We don't like Fantilia, all this stuff, right? But I don't think I've ever felt this like burning passion that I have. Like it's like almost like it's a hobby of mine now to hate this guy. You know, it's like the same thing as I love drawing or playing video games. It's like this is another one of my passions. What do you like doing in your spare time? I hate Lygus. It's like this whole thing here, like the whole idea, like this is a brutal thing to say here. Like this is brutality on another level, and it's trying to rub salt in the wound. It's trying to like emphasize the thing. Because again, I do think that there is a bitterness to Lygus at some points, and this is when he's at his most real, right? When Lygus is sitting there doing the whole like, all in due time. You will find... That's when I fully believe he's being like the most manipulative person in the world. I think when he does this type of stuff, when he's just talking about how he's gonna like cut someone open, or he's gonna see them like die, and there's gonna be blood spewing everywhere, or when he gets angry about Noose, that's when Lygus is truly himself. Because he doesn't want to admit it, because he likes to act like he is superior in some ways, that he knows better, all this stuff too. But deep down, he's also just like a bitter person as well. He's a bitter creature who just has the same bitterness that a lot of humans do as well, you know? But his bitterness, he's not able to hide as much as he is anymore. If someone said this to me as well, by the way, like, I wouldn't let him finish the sentence.
Leave this to me, Lady Aglaya.
Oh, Casterus.
You must get away now.
Casterus. I'd do anything just to be back in those times where, like, we first met Casterus. I'd do anything. I really would.
No, Holy Maiden. I'm the one who must stay.
It's so painful as well knowing like the truth behind all the stories here in Amphoreus and where they came from and what they are and all this stuff as well, because you see them fighting so hard and it gives you hope, but at the same time too, it's just very, very painful to witness, like, you know, them fighting so hard.
What? His conspiracy won't succeed. Because romance is ready to make good on their promise to weave an indestructible armor for Amphoreus. Its name is Solidarity.
Solidarity.
You must escape with your life and carry word of my death to those still fighting. Then keep going with them. Just as the Imperator lit the torch of resistance with her death, my passing will make this flame everlasting.
So lit the torch of death with her, like, by the way, resistance with her death, by the way. And Aglaya wants to also do a similar thing where it's like almost like martyrdom in a way, which again does work. It has worked. I always use the Irish Rebellion as an example in Ireland. Our whole rebellion changed when our soldiers in the rebellion were killed and executed. All of a sudden, people started to change their opinions of us, from, oh God, what are the Irish doing again, to like, oh my God, they're fighting. They're really fighting for something. That was unfair what happened to them, right? And in this sense, it's like a thing where like she's saying like just like the Imperator lit the torch of resistance. Like I guess through her assassination, they're saying that the Imperator like maybe lit a fire under people, or maybe like I don't know how you would say it was like resistance. I guess it was more just like she still wanted to take the right path of the flame chase journey or something. Maybe you guys can like explain why that would be like a path of resistance as well. I'm trying to think like what could it be. Is it because she fought against Lygus? That's probably it as well. It's like this whole thing of like, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to die rather than fight against Lygus, right? So I'm assuming then her death was definitely a assassination that was led by probably like someone that was influenced by Lygus then. So she wouldn't give up. She wouldn't join Lygus. She died in the process. Whilst Aglaya is saying like, again, this flame is going to last forever because my death is going to be like, you send me into martyrdom.
Take good care of it. Guide it to the future. And place it into the hands of our deliverer.
So it wasn't even, at this point they still had the Kepler's core flame.
50 years later, Lygus led his forces again to Akama. He charged directly into the Holy City and razed the Marmorial Palace. History would name this battle the Third Siege of Akama.
Mr. Neutral Boy over here. Jesus Christ.
90,000 brave souls gave their lives for Akama that day.
What the hell?
Including their fearless leader, Aglaya.
Is that Cartonus? Is that the... Wait. Is that the cleaners? What are the cleaners on... the side of is it because they realize how dangerous Lygus is, or is it like they're assassinating Aglaya?
Go forth, deliverer.
Go forth, deliver Aglaya. Was that like a? Again, it's not uncommon for characters to like leave messages, right, where like they want someone to find them, or maybe she thought we might find them, right? So I'd like to believe Aglaya was like, okay, like hopefully Stell will hear this in the future. Yeah, with the cleaner stuff there as well, do you think it was a situation where like that was just showing the cleaner assassinating Aglaya, or was it a thing where all of a sudden the cleaners were like, we need to do something? Oh, Jesus Christ, look at this. The brutality of this. Again, it's just Lygus is a tyrant, right? He is a tyrant. He's evil. He can justify whatever sign. Look at all this, man. Yeah, to me, this screams the cleaners are... They fought against the... well, then again, they're resting up against the Black Tide creature here, so maybe not. I don't know what the context is of this. It's very interesting. Yeah, I don't care what scientific stuff backs up his whole ideals. He's wrong, and he's very evil.
Go. When the frost melts and the snows give way, the flowers will bloom again. You'll find me there.
Wait, do you think this is messaging that they thought that Stell would get? Maybe I'm looking like an idiot right now. That's possible.
So what you're saying is... Princess Homebuddy is never coming back.
Is this when she went to the River of Souls? This is so interesting.
She just left. Like that.
Cipher, this is affecting her. You can tell it is.
Since Cass has made up her mind, we can't let her resolve be in vain.
Right. And we know that she made up her mind about the original thing she did like a long time ago.
But between staying in Akama and going to Styxia, what difference does it make when it's death either way? I'm against relocating. With Kefali's protection, isn't Akama far safer than that dead city?
I'm against it again because with Kepler's protection, the Dawn device has fallen in our time, but obviously this is showing memories, so it's not... It hasn't fallen yet, it seems.
Cass's plan doesn't involve any relocation at all.
Huh?
Like you said, Alchema is humanity's refuge. We never intended to get everyone moving to Styxia. It's just on Cass, Hycealans, and me to prepare the final trump card for the Deliverer.
Man, they're all doing so much here. And Hycealans is still alive, by the way, as well. They're all doing so much to get this core flame to Stell.
Wait, what kind of trump card needs all three of you demigods to throw yourselves away?
And again, I hate like these characters consistently always like sacrificing themselves for this stuff. It's so sad. It really is so sad.
We must lay down the path to the future, so when the Deliverer returns, they'll have a clear road to reach the location of Aranova.
They're literally just laying down like a figurative path. You know what I mean? It's like whenever Stell comes back, they are like prepared, just prepping, just absolutely prepping here.
Styxia sits where death meets the ocean. There, with the combined powers of ocean and passage, we can summon a current that leads to the vortex of Genesis.
Oh, using Fagusa's waters, I guess. And Yanis as well. So they're literally just trying to get us to the vortex of Genesis.
And the demigod of death will forever guard that secret path until she returns.
So that's what Castros is doing. Guarding that path so that no one else can oh my god, they're all just doing so much to just like give us an opportunity, you know? Give us an opening.
We all know Lygus will set his sights on the vortex of Genesis.
That's exactly why we have to do this.
Yeah. I don't like anyone sacrificing
Guess
themselves.
I underestimated Idonia's Maiden of War. She's got way more steel than I thought.
And that's casters again, right? Like holy freaking hell, man. Like, it is, and that's one of the things that's, like, it's so motivating but so dark at the same time, too, where, like, we can totally sit here and be like, you know, it's great that they're laying down this path for us, but then you also have like the feeling of like once again there's more sacrifice, more death, more people laying down their lives. But this is what they do in this world to protect this place. They will do anything. They will do anything to like give Stell just a little bit of an opportunity.
And Cipher, we need you to head to Castrum Kremnos as soon as possible. By any means necessary, forge an alliance with Strife.
Forge an alliance with Strife. Is Mydeimos? Oh, is Mydeimos gone already?
The prophesized crown prince has already been born.
No!
He shall become the new defender of Akama, protecting this land after we
I'm
leave.
an idiot. I'm an idiot. No. This is well before that. This is well before that. I always get mixed up with stuff. This is well before that. Because obviously Cipher was around this time, Tribute was around this time, Hysens would have been around this time, Aglaya would have been around this time, Castus would have been around this time. But in this sense, because of this memory, that means Aglaya died way before she did in our cycle. And this is obviously happening well before then. I wonder if it's happening even before, obviously Mydeimos became who he was. Castus obviously was around at this time because Castus already been known to like be thousands, well not thousands of years old, but like maybe 1,000 years old.
You don't need to worry about that. I just came back from Castrum Kremnos. Only a step ahead of the news.
Treeby, something's flying towards Akama.
Oh my god.
And it's really fast.
That's terrifying. And the fact that Trian isn't here, by the way, that means Trian's already gone. Oh, what is it? What is it? What is it?
What is it? It's a spear.
Wait, what?
It's the Kremnoans. Their king's already here.
Oh, Mydeimos' dad is here? This is terrifying.
With the protection of the demigods Trebios and Cyphera, Akama endured wave after wave of warfare, though just barely. Castorus chose Styxia as the last resort, and completed the trial of death, causing the stagnant waters in the River of Souls to recede.
Like like she did before, right?
Soon after, Trebios departed on a long journey. That same year, the Kremnoan king Euripon, along with his son, Prince Mydeimos, joined the alliance to safeguard the holy city in the Battle of Deliverance.
Seeing Mydeimos behind his dad is insane. It's insane, right? Like, it's such a weird image. Wow. So when we're looking at this now, right? The whole thing with the sacrifices and people just giving us a small opening. What they're trying to do is legit that. They're trying to give Stell like any sort of opening, a pathway, a free pathway to get to the vortex of Genesis whenever we do return. This is obviously well before like our time when we got here originally. This is so long ago because that's why Hycelians is still around, right? That's why like, you know, all these characters like are talking in such a way that seems kind of like, because I feel like, you know, Castor's going to Styxia in our time made sense and no one really fought against it because everyone was kind of like, yeah, right? Because everyone kind of expected it because it's been so long that Castor's was kind of like fighting to get back to like the Titan of Death and people kind of like accepted it, right? Even though it was sad. It seems like it's obviously harder to accept this stuff that's happening now because it's like, it's so soon, right? It seems so soon. Yeah.
Go on. And see you tomorrow.
Stop! You've no idea how traumatic the word tomorrow is now. It's traumatic. Yeah, I fully believe that these are messages left for Stell because they fully believe that Stell would get this messaging. I fully believe this. This is such a crazy
me apart buys this world even one more second. And so be
No,
it.
stop sacrificing yourself. I know what's gonna happen, but like, look at this place. Destroyed as well. They're literally like walking us in a path, almost like it seems maybe we are walking towards the vortex of Genesis. And so physically it seems like we are walking maybe towards the vortex of Genesis in some way, right? But spiritually, but then we started in an area that was where we can get access to the vortex. Maybe it's not that, but like it's like spiritually, they're making they're making a kind of like a spiritual path so we can get to the vortex of Genesis, right? with the Kepler's Corpse and all this. So, and we're physically walking a path through and seeing all of their sacrifices and all the things they've done to get this first stell. It puts everything into perspective very quickly.
But it's gonna hurt.
Oh, it's Trian, so maybe Trian wasn't gone at that point. Maybe the time's already jumping around everywhere as well.
Pain brings endless torment, but it can never destroy me. I believe that you were thinking the same thing when you stepped through the gate of infinity and jumped off that cliff.
So the phrasing here is, pain brings endless torment but can never destroy me.
Can't argue with that.
I love hearing Trian's voice again.
In the current situation, this is the only path Akuma has left. Just do as I say. Split my soul into 5 pieces.
Whoa.
Forge me an immortal vessel.
Isn't this just the same thing that happened with Nicodor and Nias, right?
Let the blade of strife hang forever overhead. Locked in battle with their enemies to the world's bitter end.
Man, this is it's a little bit like confusing the timeline, but like there's a lot happening here. A lot. Trian does not want to do this.
There's no need to be sad, Lady Treebios. Haven't we already taken great strides towards that promise
And
tomorrow?
that's the thing, they're all like doing their own sacrifices to head towards tomorrow, and the word tomorrow still is so dramatic, but that's what they're doing. They're all taking their own path to get to tomorrow.
In this life, my people no longer have to drown in false guidance. Kremnos has washed the blood off its fate. Amphoreus no longer needs a god named Strife. So let me shatter the former loss and turn the Lance of Fury back into a weapon that protects the world.
Oh, so that's what he wants to do. Because at one point with the corruption of the Titans and all this stuff as well, the Lance of Fury became some... It was originally always intended to protect the world, but became something that was like more dangerous towards the world. And he wants to change that.
We understand.
Oh my god, Trian's voice. I can't.
By the way, can you do me another favor? The 7 sages from Grove of Epiphany are already en route. They'll arrive in waves to join the resistance in a couple of days. Among them is a scholar named Anaxagoras.
Anaxagoras.
He has extraordinary insight.
True.
And fears no sacrifice. This soul-rending ceremony wasn't just my decision. It was his counsel. His wisdom will surely be the backbone of Amphoreus' survival.
Yeah, no, 110%. I mean, he was like, you know, he found out, like, basically, he came the closest, I feel like, to finding out the true secrets of Amphoreus. Now, he didn't obviously know the real thing behind everything, but, he was figuring stuff out. I feel like, my opinion, right, and you guys can disagree, but I feel like if you left him alive for another 1,000 years and Amphoreus alive for another 1,000 years, and another cycle was around for 1,000 years, I genuinely believe that he would have somehow figured out that this was a simulation.
Watch over him. Carry on this everlasting flame for me.
I genuinely believe that.
Through Anaxagoras' ritual, the demigod of strife split his soul into 5. Courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. Each sealed in blood crystal and cast into battle. The people held a 10-day funeral to mourn their fallen god king. And through his sacrifice, humanity was granted 200 years of peace.
And that's what it is. They're making these sacrifices to I'm not saying it's not a small step. 200 years of peace is amazing, but there's these sacrifices each of these crisis heirs are making to move towards the future all the time, right? It's definitely not a small thing that he's done here. 200 years of peace is incredible, especially when you have no time to give you some time. Incredible, right? like, you see everyone's doing all this stuff to, like, even, like, Caster's moving to, 68 early, and, like, like, everyone trying to get the core flame to Stell, Aglaya dying so she can be a flame of resistance, Ceridra dying so she can be a flame of resistance, all this stuff. Like, everyone is, like, sacrificing, but it's always just, like, to move forward. It feels almost like they're passing a ball, right? Like, like, if you're talking about, like, in a physical sense, talking about, like, a spiritual sense made into a physical sense, it's like each character is intentionally falling, but as they fall, they pass the ball to the next person. That's what it feels like. So in that sense, they had a 10-day funeral, and then Mydeimos gave them 200 years of peace. 200 years is better than you could ever ask for in a situation like this, right? In a terrifying situation of an unknown certainty of the future. It's way better. Look, oh my god, the freaking, like, oh my god, with this, like, the kind of, like, kneeling down, the swords into the ground.
Forward. My blood will pave the road ahead for you.
Even if this isn't intended, like, directly for Stell, right? These are great messages for Stell. Again, everyone is falling and passing the ball forward. Everybody is. This is why Lygus can never be right about this world. This is why Lygus can never be right about the insignificance of the people in this world. I'm sorry, he just can never be, and I will never accept it. The fact that even in, like, this moment where he is, let's just be honest here, Lygus is at his most dangerous. He feels like he's backed into a corner. He's like an animal backed into a corner. He is striking more often. He's doing more dangerous things. He's lying more. He's changing history, all this stuff. He's changing the prophecies. He is desperate just like everyone else is desperate. Even in these moments, right? At his most dangerous, all of these characters are still resisting, still pushing forward, still fighting. Aglaya and Caster's in the face of death still resisted. Cipher forging an alliance with Kremnos. Like the Mydeimos, even right here, right now, him separating his soul into 5 different pieces once again so that the sword would then once again protect this world to give 200 years of peace. Everyone is, like, passing the ball forward. Everyone is.
Keep moving forward, little Gray.
No.
See you tomorrow.
Stop saying that. What are we doing? I've never seen a phrase be used so often, but has never run into the ground because it's always going to be painful. It's always going to be freaking painful. Again, it's about getting to that world. Getting to the promised prophecy that they want. That's what See You Tomorrow is. That world that they could find peace in.
That seamstress wasn't wrong when she said a lie needs more lies to keep it together.
True. You lie once, you have to lie again. Man, it's so funny because this isn't like heart-wrenchingly, like, making me cry. This is just like, in a way inspirational, in a way motivating, but then just, like, painful. I feel it in the pit of my stomach rather than my heart. It's
reason and trickery. Never thought we'd be the pair to finish this final setup.
Can't catch that Tin Man without your little slides. Besides, this is our last shot. Not the time to be picky, right?
But here's the thing. I hope it doesn't sound like a slight against these two either, but these are, like, actually two of the most heroic characters in the game, but they don't outwardly show themselves as being heroic. Cipher is, like, the hidden hero of Amphoreus. Anaxagoras was willing to die to bring the truth to the people of Amphoreus so they could question their lives more, right? Like, these are two characters that, like, even though they aren't outwardly perceived as the heroes in this world, because again, when you look at heroes in this world, what do people think of? Mydeimos, Phynon, Aglaya, even Caster's, which again, I don't even say even Caster's. Caster's is a hero too, but I feel like she's not one of the people that people see as, like, this big, tough, like, I'm going to conquer this, or I'm going to do this, right? She's, like, very, like, sometimes quiet and kind of reserved, but she is a hero 110% that people see as a hero, 110%. But, these two characters here, they may be like, why is it us two that are last here? Why is it us the one that are last? It's like, you two, like, are the hidden heroes of Amphoreus. You really are.
Don't oversimplify it. Lygus just found out Akima's been an empty shell for the past 50 years. He's bound to be furious. At this rate, he could have done anything.
What does he mean by empty shell? Maybe this is just like another way of describing something we already know. And Lygus just found out as well, so... Like, how... I'm trying to think, like, what could that be related to? Because it's like, is it that... I'm not sure. Maybe he'll explain it more. I'm not sure the actual context.
That's exactly what we want. Rage blinds even the brightest minds. Doesn't matter how much of a genius he is, the principle still holds.
Yes.
Once he storms into the council and confronts me head on.
I'm sorry, I'm still hanging on the idea of, like, Lygus found out the Occam's been an empty shell. Does that mean for the past 50 years it hasn't been, like, doing anything with the flame chase journey like you would want them to do? Like, finding the different core flames? In some ways, maybe you could definitely explain this line if you guys would like to. I know probably, like, you guys are gonna be like, oh, it means this, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that makes sense. But what she's saying here is so true with her, because I think this is happening with Lygus a lot more now. Lygus is an incredibly smart character. We can't deny that. Anyone who denies he's smart is just being silly. Even if I hate him, I can't say he's stupid. He's also a character that very clearly is getting more and more real in his emotions. He's definitely getting more frustrated in his emotions.
You trigger your alchemy with a boom and turn him into a caged beast.
Is that gonna work?
Easier said than done. You still have to pass yourself off as the deliverer without anyone catching on.
Oh, so she's gonna pretend to be Stell.
And you really think a human alchemical array can bind a godlike being? That's just nonsense.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much this is gonna work.
What? Getting cold feet? Or you just don't believe in the almighty worth of the demigod of trickery?
Her accent's so cool.
Just tell me straight. Can you do it or not?
Or inflection, I should say.
Of course I can. And it'll be child's play.
He's like, it's not a matter if I think it's gonna work. Don't ever, like, question if I could do something like that.
But I've got two conditions. Since this is the final act, if we're doing it, we go all in. No half measures.
Oh, I'm listening.
First, shift the battlefield to the vortex of Genesis. It would be more convincing if the deliverer were to appear there.
Man, Anaxagoras is so smart.
Besides, the vortex is cut off from the world. No place in Amphoreus makes a better prison.
If you pull that, wouldn't our deliverer have to face tank Lygus as soon as they come back?
Did you just use, like, a video game term?
That clash is inevitable.
True.
All we can do is create more chances for her.
So true.
That's the second condition.
Again, I'm talking about passing the ball forward, right? They understand that at some point it's going to happen. It's the same thing with the battle with Nanook. We know the battle will happen with Nanook with Stell, right? And that's why the Stellar Hunters are just trying their best to make it like or maybe it's not a battle with Stell, but we know the battle with Nanook is going to happen, right? We know that's going to happen. And but then they said Stell, right? Because that's why they wanted her to be friends with Xian's show. That's why the Stellar Hunters are trying to make her make friends, because they know it's inevitable, right? But it's just a matter of what they do on that inevitable course.
The vortex belongs to Fagusa in the first place, remember? And there happens to be a demigod of ocean among the few survivors in the world. Loop Hycelan's in. Let her join the final act. I'll transmute myself into a Philosopher's Stone and embed myself into the formula.
We know he's able to make Philosopher's Stones, but he's going to embed himself full. Is it fully? Because we know he did that before for Castrus, right? But that just means he will never... He technically can't become a Titan. Isn't that what it meant? He can't, like, you know, resurrect in any way? There's no chance of him resurrecting?
And when the time comes, she needs to shatter me and scatter that stone's ashes into the ocean within the vortex.
So he's just making himself a stone fully this time. This is also crazy.
I guess people weren't wrong when they said you're insane, Grove.
He is willing to do so much, and that's what I'm talking about. He's like a hidden hero of Amphoreus as well. These are the two hidden heroes of Amphoreus.
How to outwit a reclusive genius, but making an anti-Catharan suffer. The demigod of reason has 10,000 ways to do just that.
I love that. Again, this shows how smart Anaxagoras is. He's not like, I'm not here to say I'm smarter than Lygus, right? But I can make him suffer. I know how to make someone suffer.
And what I just mentioned was one of them.
So what exactly does your formula do?
Now that would spoil the climax, wouldn't it? By now, Hyacinth must have completed the Sky People's ritual.
So Hyacinthia's off doing that as well?
Since that Theoros loves a good performance as much as I do, let's make sure he enjoys our show to the fullest.
Oh my god. I love, like, cheeky, like, resisting Anaxagoras.
As for how the Deliverer will complete the Era Nova, well, that will no longer be our concern.
That's for future us to worry about.
It was the last battle known to the world, initiated by two demigods least suited for war.
Yeah, man. But that's what I love. They are like, that's what I meant. They're the least suited for war, but they are like, they are the hidden heroes.
In the end, reason and trickery kept their word. At the cost of their lives, they sealed Lygus within the vortex of Genesis.
So cool.
Where he remains to this day.
They trapped him there. So cool. It worked. Holy hell. So we're getting a whole, like, idea of, like, this kind of path that people went on here, but, like...
Go forth. Finish the greatness left undone.
Anaxagoras. That's so Anaxagoras, by the way. I'm sorry, but the game knows. The game is so smart. Every other character we've talked to, right? Every other character we've talked to, we have to, like, they're almost like standing still waiting for us as they talk to us until we come to them. Anaxagoras is walking away and then he stands still, right? He's doing his own thing still. He transmuted himself into Philosopher's Stone and trapped Lygus inside the vortex of Genesis with the bait. Again, that's what's so good about this story. Lygus is getting less resourceful, less conniving because his emotions are taking over. Like, as I said, we could tell when he was like talking about Noose, he was at his most human. He is like at his most like vulnerable now because he continues to work with anger. I think it's finally getting to him, like, these people are still resistant even now. So the fight with oh, it's over here we're going? Oh no, it's over there. Okay. The fight with oh, there's Cipher as well.
Quit overthinking! Just run! Keep running. That'll be enough.
These messages that might not be exactly made for us, but they do apply to us, right? It's like so strong what they're doing here with the stuff. It's really strong. And there's Cyrene once again. Yeah, the really powerful scenes here.
It's dead quiet here.
Oh, Hyacinthiia. Wait, that's Cyrene's weapon, right?
Akima will stand eternal. Miss Cypher's lie has crumbled after all.
So this is at post Cypher's death then, I guess, as well.
But it's all right, because all of us have fulfilled our purpose by now. When the Deliverer returns, no matter where she is, sky will turn clear, and a rainbow bridge will rise, carrying her to the final battleground.
What a way to put it as well. So again, it is the, so when we return, they're saying the sky will turn clear and Rainbow Bridge will rise. Again, it's all that setup for our final battle with Lygus, right?
Cyrene, this arduous relay is finally nearing its end. Now, I'm passing the final baton of fate to you, okay?
Like Cyrene?
No, that's not quite right. After all, it was you and her who lit the first spark of this journey.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Wait. Is this a cutscene?
I'll tell you the story of this 1,000-year journey. That way, it won't just be my memories
So
alone.
she saw everything happening. So these were all her memories. So she saw everything that happened, or knows everything that happened. And again, it was like almost like a passing of the ball, which was this core flame of like maybe trying to get it to Stell, making sure the path was open for Stell. And I'm wondering if it was Cyrene then that gave it to Evernight.
And I'll share the moments I spent with you with everyone. That way, the path we walked becomes a memory shared by all. People will know that there's nothing left to chase. Amphoreus has already welcomed the dawn foretold in prophecy.
So that to deliver from beyond the sky. So it's like she's saying there's nothing left. There's no flame chase to go on now. We have you.
Just like I said.
This music,
this
man.
should be easier than last time, right?
Well, now with everyone like, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was gonna say, with everyone like sacrificing so much, it really has like moved a lot of things forward. Sorry I'm late is a very Stell thing to say as well. I think it's very Stell. Oh no, she meant more serious. No.
I wonder what kind of expression you're wearing right now.
So she can't see us right now.
Probably the same as always. Calm, resolute, and brimming with confidence. If I have the chance, I'd love to see it again.
So she's guiding us, but she can't see us in this moment.
Because it's really been
She's a
far
memory
too
as
long
well.
since we parted.
So is she gone? Is she just gone? Oh, Stell's face, even you. the phrasing, even you, is this all a memory, is so painful.
Someone as sharp as you must have realized by now that this isn't reality, but a maze of time.
Oh, I'm not sharp, but also like this stuff like Amphoreus can be confusing.
As the last link in the relay, I will return to the Temple of the Three Fates, tell Orynyx all of our stories, and bottle every page we've written into the little flask of memories.
So she literally like gathered all these memories into one, and is that why we're seeing this now?
And then, may it set sail in peace, drift down the river of time along with the core flame of world-bearing, reach your side, and lead you back to Amphoreus.
So it all guided us back here. Like this story like that she told to Orynyx was like a guiding light for us to not only understand what's happening here, but understand, like, because again, we need to understand what's happening because we have a job to do, right? But like, it literally has led us through this whole path here. Oh, Cyrene.
Just like the first time we met.
Don't ever show me Mem again. Jesus Christ, man. Little Mem.
Even though this cycle has no demigod of time, time has always stood on humanity's side.
Because she was supposed to be the demigod of time this time around as well, right?
This is the only way to make sure that the Era Nova won't happen before you return. And the only way I can safely entrust the completed final flame chase journey to the Deliverer's heart.
They were doing so much to make sure that when Stell returned, that there'd be something waiting for her, you know? An actual, you know, how do I say it? Like an actual thing to save, you know what I mean? Something to save.
After all, the new world will be born from your memories, and the protagonist of this story mustn't be absent.
Oh, Jesus, man. As promised, I'm back. So when she says, like, you're gonna create a, they're being born from your memories and the protagonist of the story, we mustn't be absent. Oh, it sure says it here. Like, oh, no, it doesn't say it here. Okay, because usually they say it, keep it on the screen. This new, what we do in the future is going to be our memories. While this whole space that was created by Cyrene's memories, and like obviously everyone else's memories going forward as well, like, you know, throughout this version of the Flame Chase journey, this is in the future, a future we create with our own future, right? Because again, it's like that's what memories are. It's like it's almost like the memories are like, how do I describe it? It's like they become memories, but they're also all in the future as well. You know what I mean? They're not memories until we make them, but those memories will be made once we go towards the future. As promised, I'm back.
I believe you will never let us down. Just like always.
Oh my god, this is such a beautiful scene, but it's so bittersweet. You know what I mean? It's so bittersweet. All the stuff everyone has done for us.
Do you remember when Finan sent us back to the beginning?
I remember this artwork.
When you and I got separated. But in the end, I returned to you, carrying all that we've been through.
Right.
That's what memory is. It may wear down and fade in the river of time, but it never truly leaves. When that hidden corner of the heart is stirred, the past returns even more beautiful than before.
So wait, so she's saying this music is incredible, by the way. When Stella and I got separated, but in the end I returned you carrying all the way through, so all the memories and get the stories that she told as well. That's what memory is. It may wear down. Well, it's here. Sorry, I keep doing that, but I like looking back. You know, it may wear down and fade in the river of time, but never truly leaves. When that hidden corner of heart is stirred, the past returns even more beautiful than before. So it's like she's saying a memory is something that you can forget over time, but like it's never going to truly. It's always there dormant, right? And something can just stir it. And I feel like in a way we are stirring the memories of Cyrene here as well,
So
right?
don't worry. Let the 33,550,337th flame chase journey become part of you too. I've gotten a lot better at it with the experience from the last time. Next, you will head to Styxia and find the vortex's entrance guarded by the demigod of ocean before charging toward the final battlefield.
Oh my, it's so bittersweet, right? Because again, this is like so epic in its story and it's incredible. But you can't help but think, like, again, the weight of all those sacrifices now on Stell's shoulders, just like all the weight of all the sacrifices were on Finan's shoulders before. But like, this is like almost directly like, we're doing this so Stell can do this. Stell, this is for you. So Stell can make this. Stell can fight Lygus. Stell, take this and go forward. We have to buy time for Stell. Like, it is like, how would you not feel this weight, you know? How would you not feel this?
Don't worry. I'll be with you.
Huh?
All of us will. Even Finan. We'll stand with the Deliverer.
So obviously maybe not physically. I was going to tell we're going to physically see Finan again. No, I think it's like spiritually he's going to stand with us as well. I might just screenshot all this just so we have some of this back as well. But yeah, not that it's going to be like something we can't remember, but...
So say a short goodbye, then set off. Just like we promised at the start.
It's absolutely incredible. Oh my god, that's the famous Cyrene pose, by the way, but done in like memory form this time.
Toss away all unnecessary worries and troubles.
Oh, look at
and
Stella.
Bring our smiles and determination into tomorrow.
And again, oh my god, like again, how do you not feel the weight? Again, it's motivating, but it's also a weight to it too, which is like she's saying, hey, like all this stuff that we've done. All our determination, all the memories you have of us, the happy times you've had with us, bring all of that with you into this battle. Bring all of what you... Holy hell, what an incredible sequence. And this music is so emotionally impactful. Oh my god. Also the weapon that was used by the Flame Reaver.
The last baton. I wonder how long you'll have to wait before passing it on to her.
So it's like a baton, like in a race.
No matter how long it takes, it's okay. Waiting is what I do best. After all, it took 33 million cycles for her to arrive in our world.
Jesus,
A few
man.
moments more.
They've effectively made Stell such an important character to Amphoreus, and it feels like one of the most like natural progressions ever. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like they shoehorned it in. It doesn't feel like all of a sudden, oh my god, Stell is actually the important one. It makes sense for like the context of the story with the unknown variable and all this stuff too, but it's also like what really to me is like impactful about the rising of Stella as like the important character is that she's not just this character who's supposed to be like this heroic being who defeats the evil monster in the end. She's the character that, because she is like this character is not bound by fate, she's the one that actually can carry all their smiles and all their memories into the future. This has been passed on to her, and because of the trailblazing determination to move forward, to blaze a path forward, to help people, because of her care for all the people in this world, because she's seen so much and she has so many memories of this world. She knows the true reason behind this world and what the true world is as well. All this stuff. Like, she became this like really well-written, perfect character to be the one to do this in the end. It's really incredible. Everyone has done so much for our characters. What a beautiful scene with Cyrene. Cyrene?
What if you wait and wait, but that hero never arrives?
Oh no, she's here. Stop.
That won't happen.
Oh, they're so little.
No matter how long it takes, she'll definitely return to this place.
They were just waiting for Stell this whole time. Oh my god. Holy freaking hell. The path of rainbows is literal. Hi, Cynthia. Oh, she's so happy we're here.
I shall rain rays of dawn for you.
Oh.
May romance be with you on your journey.
Stop.
And reason grant you enlightenment.
Let strife boost your morale.
Trickery ensures
Oh no.
Allow death to protect your soul.
It's so incredible.
And at last, like passage.
Oh, there's
like
all the
way
trivials as
forward.
well.
Well, time will remember the Trailblaze.
Stop. This is so freaking incredible. Oh. Look at this place, man. Holy hell. Jesus, man. Look how beautiful it is.
Is this Styxia? What happened to this place?
Gorgeous, man. What a cutscene as well. And again, we are carrying all of that with us. We're carrying all those characters with us. My heart is so full. I have chills over my body. That was incredible. Incredible once again from this game.
I need to find the entrance of the vortex, guarded by the demigod of ocean. High Sealens. Is she still there?
Hopefully we get to see High Sealens.
Long time no see, Trailblazer.
Oh my god.
Generation after generation of Chrysos heir heroes have tried to defy fate with their blood and tears, either voluntarily shattering their souls or waiting in eternal solitude.
Man, my heart just stopped. These beautiful moments, these beautiful epic moments turning into like something once again. It's almost like Lygus is like a slap of like, not reality, but like he brings us down sometimes.
But alas, fate can never be defeated.
Lygus, if you truly believe this 110%, right? No, he hasn't broken for you. It seems like he's projecting himself. He looks like a hologram. I'll say this now. The fact that when an evil villain keeps saying that stuff, it can never be stopped. You know that he's trying to convince himself as well.
Reason and trickery may bind my flesh, but my will shall never fall silent.
This is unbelievable. Yeah. You can see like in his form, he's not like, it's his will projecting. You can see it in his form, he's not fully here.
So the demigod of ocean, the Dux Gladiorum, High Sirens, sought to bring me into a fantasia with her voice and drown a genius in slumber.
The demigod of ocean does Iceland's. Wait. Oh, she wanted to do that thing where she like puts them into like a different reality?
But alas, it was all a hopeless dream. That warden fell before I did, due to erosion of time.
Is he saying High Sealens is dead?
Prisoner remained unchanged.
Lygus, if I'm being completely honest with you, I'd just like to hit you with my bat right now, and yet here you are bound to this place. But you've yet to taste freedom. I love that line. Love it.
True. I can't leave this place, but what of it? You should have heard of this fable. In a shadowed cave lived a people, imprisoned from childhood.
How about Shush?
And chained so that their legs and necks are fixed, forcing them not to look around at the cave, each other, or themselves.
I hate him so much. I hate him. How about just say what you mean? How about let's just say what you mean? There's no one here to even like show off to. Just say what you mean. In a shadow cave lived a people imprisoned from childhood and chained so their legs and necks are forcing them to... so they're trapped, but they can't even look around and, like, see anything around them.
Behind them is a fire, and before them loomed the stone wall of the cave. The flames cast shadows, while the rocky surface threw back echoes.
Okay, buddy. Okay. What do you got to say?
To them, that false play is the whole world.
He's saying because they can't have a different perspective on anything, their whole world is just that, which is like, I get what he's saying. It's like the idea that like if you were born in a box and people feed you to the box and you don't see anything outside the box, no one talks to you, you can't see anything outside the box. That is your world. That is the whole thing. That is everything.
Yes, I'm trapped in the cave. But I know it's all just a fleeting illusion. I don't struggle in dreams. I wait.
So because he's seen the world, he's seen everything else, he's not going to feel trapped in the world that feels like it is a cage like this, a cave in his sense, because he knows there is a world outside that he can get to.
And now, my deliverer has come to defeat me and save this world that never owed you anything. Oh, you'll need to awaken the singer here and unseal the prison called Vortex of Genesis.
The singer is Sirens.
You'll be the one to unshackle me and bring the cave crashing down.
So he is correct. In order to defeat him, we have to unseal him. We have to free him. And he knew that was always going to be the case. Again, he's not stupid, right? I'm sorry for getting frustrated at this guy doing like his analogies and riddles, because I just feel like at some point it's just like, as I said, he's the type of character that if you asked him to come for dinner, he'd spend 20 minutes telling you why he couldn't come for dinner. You know what I mean?
Of course. I don't mind waiting a little longer. Let
No, it's fine.
Guide you through this next.
It's fine. You can go off. It's fine.
One last memory from that
It's okay.
prison warden.
I'll find my way around. I'll use Akama maps.
I hope you'll watch the stories of this Fantasia closely. Logically, the Deliverer must see the world for what it truly is. Emotionally, this memory captures the fate of everyone in Amphoreus better than anything else.
So this memory captures what happened to people in Amphoreus better than everyone else as well. Yeah, man. I can use Akama maps. It's fine.
Only by feeling it for yourself can you understand my point of view.
Buddy, you've been saying your point of view for like you're 80% of the dialogue in Amphoreus.
The meaning of destruction.
And I'll be the one to bring destruction to your scheme. Spare me the cliches, I freaking love it. I don't need to understand you. Yeah, I don't. We do not need to understand you.
To your unshakable resolve, I salute you. But before we step onto the final stage, let me ask you this. In the spirit of that fable I told you just now.
Here's the thing, I want to make it clear here, right? Lygus is an incredible villain. He's an incredible villain. His voice actor is fantastic. His placement in the story and the build-up of him being a villain from the starting point to now has been great. But I actually find it hilarious that like he literally boils my blood. Not literally, but you know, he like figuratively boils my blood. Like I'm sitting here like hand on my head just being like, I hate this guy so much. I find it so funny that like, and the reason I find it funny was because I was sitting here like this and I was just like, I had my elbow on my chair arm and I had my head on my hand, and I'm sorry, I moved away from the mic there, and like as he was talking, and I just started to laugh internally because I was like, Calvin, you hate this guy so much. like this realization. I've never like disliked a Honkai Star Rail character or a Hoyo character as much as I dislike Lygus. And here's the thing, I dislike other characters like with Burning Passion as well, but they're not on the screen as much. You know what I mean? It's so funny to me. It's like I can acknowledge how well written he is. I can acknowledge how great his voice actor is. I can acknowledge how like amazing the story has been for his implementation like from start to finish, right? But that doesn't change the fact that like emotionally I just like want to patch him out of the game.
Can the prisoners in the cave learn to see the shadows and echoes for what they are, and stop mistaking them for reality?
So is he saying that like, because he talked about the story of the cave was like the idea of like these people who like, you know, only know one world, but he's saying like, is there possible even with these people that can't see the world, is it possible for them to actually like learn that there is just a simulation, it is just this world that isn't real? Can they do that and then like stop mistaking this for like something that's not real? I guess I don't know. We got the anchor back, by the way. I cannot believe it's just funny to me. Yeah, like man, it's so interesting seeing Styxia like this. Is gorgeous, right? I just think Styxia is prettier as like this death world because I love the gothic aesthetics, but you can't deny just how like absolutely gorgeous that. Look at that as well. When they said a rainbow path, I didn't know what they meant literal, but I guess I should have meant it. Wait, did we walk that whole path? That's amazing. I should have known that they meant like an actual literal rainbow path, you know? Yeah, I find it funny, guys. I'm not like super like, oh, I hate this. It's just so funny that like I literally had this realization there, like, oh my god, you can't. I almost talked to myself. I was like, you really don't like this guy. You really don't like him. Again, as always, I can acknowledge he's well written. Right now, I feel like he's trying to once again make a last attempt at like having us see this perspective, and I think he's gonna like probably like try to show us that like maybe someone realized that this like he's talking about people being trapped, people realizing that this world isn't truly real. He wants us to see a perspective because he believes that like I truly believe that he believes that we can stop him. I truly believe he believes that. But also at the same time too, he knows that we're about to unseal him as well. So like, he knows that this is going to go either two ways, well, or maybe multiple ways. Either he kills us right then and there, he ends us, or destroys us. We destroy him, or he thinks he can maybe try and convince us to do something about this, or to listen to his idea.
The fire projects the face from her memories, an actress upon the stage of this play.
A drunken dream hidden at the bottom of a cup. What is happening?
The dark tides flood the sea, and our kingdom teeters on the edge.
See, the world is kind of wavy. Do you think that's the High Sealan's influence as well?
Fear not. Our queen has gone to the borderlands. She'll quell this calamity herself.
This is the scene when the Chrysos heir of Ocean was born. She was once of a Titan-kin race named Sea Sirens.
So this is about High Sealans then?
At that time, Kazlana had suppressed the Black Tide's rise, but he was unable to remove Iron Tomb from its roots.
What a way to phrase it.
Tide still roiled in the depths of the world, and the kingdom of Sea Sirens was the first to embrace
so they were the first.
destruction.
Jesus, man. Like, and we know how devastating the Black Tide can be as well.
Listen, I heard Electra's voice. She's calling to us.
Did you hear that? The siren song?
Let's go. Her voice carries the Queen's command.
Yeah, it was like a whale call, right? And the Queen's command as well. Man, this is really cool. Seeing the history of the first people, I guess, affected by the Black Tide here.
To keep the Black Tide from threatening the ocean, the Queen gave her all, body and soul.
Oh, yeah?
Born of the Queen's chalice, she bore the deepest blessings and inherited supreme divine power.
That's actually like a really interesting, it's a really interesting idea to show us this as well. But like also like, you talk about the Queen, like, I guess, resisting the Black Tide, which we know like is a very difficult thing to do. It's been a terrifying thing since we heard about it. Those high ceilings. Such a great design.
My sisters, you're finally here.
But they call her Electra.
Of course, Electra. Your beautiful melody drew us here.
High ceilings? Yeah, they call her Electra. She sounds way more cheerful as well.
Is Electra.
Electra.
This is a reflection of her former self, clinging to the past with aching defiance.
Whoa, wait, what?
The Queen summons us. She must be near exhaustion. The black tide will soon enter our borders.
She definitely sounds different, right?
Then what do we do? Will our seas fall to darkness and terror as well?
It's terrifying. Terrifying.
Don't worry. We shall lift the chalice in her stead to catch the black tide.
Oh.
And stand together to safeguard our realm and its people.
So they're going to be the ones that take on the mantle after this, to take on the task?
Such tiny titankins. Thinking they can stop the tide of
Oh,
truth.
stop.
How naive.
The thing is as well though, like, Lygus wants to call every thing naive and everything like so futile, right? Because again, he truly believes this. But also like but I think it's different when it comes to tide truth. I think he's talking about like they're about to realize the truth of this world in some ways, maybe.
And that naivete is the root of all suffering.
You know what the root of all suffering is? The fact that I still have to be around you. That's the root of all suffering. That was the start of all suffering, honestly. My mother, please endure. So they're talking about, like, you know, the black tide. Oh my god, look at this place, man. Holy hell. It's so cool. The black tide coming, and they're wondering if they're gonna have to, like, embrace this kind of, like, or, like, if they're gonna fall to this same destruction. And they're saying using the cup to stop this from happening. Do we have to go down here? Is that it?
The Queen's palace lies just ahead. Even her once graceful form is now tainted and drowned in dirty mire.
Dirty mire. Yeah, sorry, my mind is like in so many different places, guys. I forgot to read that stuff. It's my bad. To protect their feast, you're willing to swallow the black tide. Let's tears from. So is that like, again, like they're using the idea of the chalice? Oh my god, this location is fantastic. The idea of the chalice to swallow the black tide, I guess.
Oh, Fagusa, our noble queen. We've come at your call.
Fagusa? Like literally Fagusa?
My little fishlings, you swim with such joy. It pains me to speak of the kingdom's sorrow.
So they were all like siren fishes at this point?
I once believed I could drink the black tide dry, but
Jesus.
even the deepest chalice must one day overflow. And I can hold no more of this filth.
So it's become too much. There's too much of this black tide as well.
Mother, worry not. We're all children of the sea.
Don't leave, it says.
Let us bear your fate together.
High ceilings also having like a way more like like, I don't know what you say, like a way more like upbeat attitude, or maybe more hopeful attitude, maybe?
We'll take up your mantle and drive back the black currents.
Oh, they're determined to do this.
We'll mend your sacred chalice and take in the cursed filth.
There's such a hope to them as well, right? They're determined.
My little fishlings, when the spear of strife falls, you may retreat in peace.
So that's the 200 years of peace, is it? Or just when that protection falls?
I promise you, on the surface, the city-states will hold a feast without end in your honor.
Is High Ceilings doing a proud pose here?
This is the last gift I can give you.
There's the black tide up there as well. Jesus, man.
Fagusa sank sunk into the abyss. With the chalice shattered, their intoxication spilled into the black tide, birthing the first madness in Amphoreus.
Wait, so... with the chalice shattered... because they then... it's... how does that work? How does it work? Like it merges with the black tide and creates like a madness?
Sea sirens followed one after another, hunting for the Titan's fragments, until their flesh decayed and their bones crumbled, all for the promised final feast.
So they were fighting no matter what with this stuff. And obviously there's some hope at the end for this as well, but there is like hopefulness in those characters' voices, that's the thing. And we know when it comes to the story that Lygus is showing us, it's not going to end up being like, yes, and they succeeded and it was all lovely. Like, that's not what Lygus is about, it feels like.
Keep watching.
Okay, I'm watching.
Tread carefully, for the stage ahead is crumbling with age. Just like her shattered fate.
Object stopped in time will not immediately... Why is my son here? Do not bring my son into this, Lygus. Do not bring my son into this. Return to original form and rewinding process interrupted. Instead, they will pause in its current state. Await the feast. Leave the promising grand for feast. Let's seek the dreams. If only could shatter the sands of time. She shattered them into 10,000 teardrops.
Clinging to the past only blocks
I took one step.
the road forward. Why not let time build a bridge to the future?
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Because Lygus has boiled my blood, I don't want to be here just like being annoyed at Lygus for a second. I'm just gonna like... I'll be 2 seconds. No, I'm kidding. What's this, maybe? Like that? Okay, so we get more of a path out here as well. The Chrono Vessel is a temporal ritual tool crafted by Ornyx's priests with various sizes and styles. Breaking into Chrono Vessel will pause the time area around it. Pause time area around it. There's a lot here. When facing a broken Chrono Vessel, rewinding will fix the vessel and allow it time to flow again in the surrounding area. While rewinding an object, that object will not be affected by the time stop zone. If you wish to freeze a moving object at a specific time, you can preemptively deploy a time stop zone. What? Then initiate rewind and manually interrupt the rewind at desired moment. Sorry. The Chronos Vessel is a temporal ritual tool crafted by Ornyx's priests with various sizes and styles. Breaking into Chrono Vessel will pause time and area around it. Perfect. Okay, so pauses time and areas around it. When facing a broken Chrono Vessel, rewinding will fix the vessel and allow time to flow again in the surrounding area. While rewinding an object, that object will not be affected by the time stop zone. If you wish to freeze a moving object in a specific time, you can preemptively deploy a time stop zone, then initiate rewind and manually interrupt rewind at the desired moment to put it in a specific spot. Some character techniques can also trigger time stop, such as Trailblaze's Path of Remembrance and others. So we're not on Path of Remembrance right now with that stuff as well, but we need that power, right, for sure. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, this should work now. Much better.
The chandelier's still giving way. Maybe the Chrono Vessel will right now.
I don't want this so fun. Run! The Chrono Vessel nearby? There's a way to get to like a different... area here? I'll take this chest. Ah. Because it pauses time. I get what they're doing, yeah. Very cool. Okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. That's cool. That's really cool.
Wisdom far surpasses even the bounds of reason's model.
I'm just ignoring you now. No, we gotta listen to him because he actually gives like sticks to his feast. So yeah, the feast is like what's gonna happen at the end of all this is almost like a reward for like the end of this journey that they're going through here.
Can't get through. Looks like I'll need the miracle orb nearby.
Oh.
The ending was written long ago. Even you cannot rewrite it. Just like this poor chandelier.
That's actually a really like cool line. The sisters and the mothers raise their cups. That's actually a really cool line. The idea that like since we messed up with the chandelier is like, see, fate. You know, that's actually really cool. Really, really cool line. And the beings of the land danced along. So am I getting this right that like Fagusa tried to swallow the black tide, but then brought way to a new madness, and all of her followers afterwards tried to follow in her footsteps and pick up the pieces of the... Did they say pick up the pieces of the chalice? Maybe you guys can explain the aspect too, for sure. I trust you guys.
The fiends have gnawed my tail. I can no longer swim to the far
Black tide is devouring everything.
Electra! The black sludge has soaked my veins. I can't dance with you anymore.
It's like taking everything away from them. And we know the black tide is dangerous. Like we're very aware of that, for sure. This is but a fleeting, drunken dream. Fate will eventually murder the hope. The torrents of destruction are spreading. The black tide is devouring everything.
Sisters, don't give up. Remember the Queen's promise of a feast in the city called Styx.
So like there's this hope that was given to them to keep going, right? Don't give up against the black tide. You will get a feast. You will get this reward.
I haven't forgotten. It visits me in dreams every night.
I dreamed of a shining city. Its lights piercing the deep gloom of the seabed.
I dreamed of children placing garlands on our bone horns, and poets praising the sea sirens for shielding the world.
It's like this. It is a hopefulness, right? It is a hopefulness that they will get something at the end of this pain, right? Which is so interesting because it does kind of like I think parallel in a lot of ways. Like maybe Lygus is doing that intentionally to be like, you also have all this suffering that happened to these characters, and that's what's leading you towards this hope as well. I wonder if he's intentionally showing that parallel as well.
But what a shame.
Death, pain, torture.
We can go no further. Please, sing to the humans for us. Sing of the deep sea's legend in our place.
Yeah, there's that, again, the motivation of keeping going. Like, they keep going even through all this suffering as well. Or they try to. And we know that the black tide creatures can... Like, they can develop from humans as well, so I guess they also develop from sea creatures, because look at them. Oh my god, the way that the voice actor did that as well, by the way. Almost trying to, like, push out any word out of their mouth that they couldn't.
The sea sirens were tainted by the destruction. Their flesh rotted away. They became the black tide creatures of this cycle.
Farewell, sisters. I'll finish this last task, Then return to prepare your feast.
And so, only one sea siren remained among the sea floor. Sirens, swimming alone through the seas, burying her kin, and searching for the fragments of the chalice.
Yes, they are looking for the fragments of the chalice again that once devoured the Black Tide or drank the Black Tide. So she was burying people as she went along. She saw where people died to the Black Tide, but still there was this hope, I guess, of that feast at the end of all this that was promised by Fagusa.
Though most of that journey was in vain, why not let us use the power of time to leap ahead towards the journey's end?
To reach the Spirit Basin, I'll need to call upon the power of the Chrono Vessel.
Shatter the Cronus Vessel, rewinding the broken child's mind. You look at these Black Tide creatures, soldiers towards the feast, yet the bones have forever sunken in the river of souls. So it's like it's almost like their hope is supposed to be something that moves forward, but their bones are forever gone. Them physically are gone. Pieced together while it was shattered, just as she once did. I think we have to punch it afterwards, don't we? Watch it following us now. Oh. We are following Hycelens here. Revived mother. My sisters are gone, only I remain.
The chalice of plenty is whole again. The lance of fury emerges from the river of souls, and the gods reclaim their duty to hold back the Black Tide.
Okay. So again, there is like a reclaiming of this chalice as well. And this was the task that she had as well, so has she done everything she's supposed to do? That thing supposed to do is the word.
I am freed from endless toil, and now walk toward the rites at Styxia.
So this journey that she's been on, she's finally reached the end of it?
I bore my sister's dreams upon my back, took on a graceful human form, and hoped to find a grand celebration on the shore.
But that's not what she got when she reached Styxia.
My fins became legs, my scales became skin, and the sea foam on my body became a shimmering gown.
Wait, so her clothes are made out of the actual ocean themselves? That's so fairy tale. It's so crazy, man.
But when I stepped onto land, there were no festivals with honey brew, nor poets plucking harps.
Dear Lord, man, how horrible must this be? Like an almost instantaneous dashing of hopes as well, right? Jesus, man. The music is gorgeous, by the way.
Only silent death, drifting gently along the river of souls.
Only silent death. Again, that like everything dashed within a second, all these hopes that kept you going, right?
When she fulfilled her wish, she only found Styxia to have already repeated the mistakes of previous cycles and was swallowed by death. Hopes and promises are nothing but the foam of dreams.
I guess this is what his messaging is here as well. That's what I'm assuming it is. Like, he's showing us this thing where like these people had this hope for the future. If you do this now, you will get to a beautiful feast in the end. If you sacrifice this now, you will get to something in the end. But the Black Tide was like almost inevitable in this story. It destroyed everything. Left Hycelens as the only one left of her kind. And eventually she thought she'd get some in the end of it, but found out that it was just death and once again no feast or honey brew. This hope that she'd held with her this whole time actually ends up in a lack of hope in some ways. So I wonder if that's what Lygus is trying to show us, where it's like this reality. It's like, yes, like, you know, you can't know exactly the truth or can't see the reality of the situation because like this hopeful nature you have, but look what happened to Hycelens. Hopes and promises, nothing but the foam of dreams.
I am a sea siren, a vessel born to contain the tides. Now that my task is done, and the promise is broken,
House of Lies.
Am I to go on? In a world drowned in shadow.
What a way to phrase it as well. Because you understand where she's coming from, man.
Fagusa, my noble queen.
Oh.
She evaded my questions with drunken stupor. She told me a grand feast awaited me in the
She's kind of realizing what happened here as well, right?
So I wandered, lost, groping through the dark.
Oh my... You can tell she's so hurt.
The feast she spoke of. Where is it?
You can, yeah, you hear the pain in her voice.
Lonely Blade, I shall grant you everything you seek.
The voice. Yeah, like, it's so sad to see a character that has so much, like... They have such hopefulness in their voice. Even the characters that turned into the Black Tide creatures as well had so much hope as well. And I wonder if this is what Lygus is trying to show us here, is like, you know, everything's going to be kind of... this is what's going to turn out like. What's the point? Yo, this is when she found Cyrene.
After wandering the surface for ages, the lost sea siren met her future conspirator.
It's like almost like finding someone like she lost all hope in her previous leader, and then she almost like found a new leader to put hope into.
You quelled the wars alone and forced strife into retreat. This swordfish that commands thousands
Incredible.
of legions. Whom does she serve?
So it's not only that she fought against the strife, she also fought against fought against the Black Tide. She fought against an infected strife of the Black Tide, right? Like she fought against maybe the infected Nicodor. It's Cyrene. This is the moment they met. This is incredible seeing this, by the way. Absolutely incredible.
Yes, Cyrene, long before she became the Imperator, was already burning with ambition.
You can tell, right? For sure. Like, she already has that attitude to her as well.
Sovereign who follows prophecy. I am no one's sword. I am just a wandering fish, seeking clarity through bloodshed.
What a line. Holy hell.
Then how about letting the sword dance for me? And letting the violin sing in my name? Tell me, what is it you seek?
All I want is a feast where I might belong.
This thing that she hoped for this whole time. The reason she was even fighting for this, that there was a rainbow, you know, at the end of this rainstorm. You know what I mean? That there was something at the end here that was going to be so beautiful.
Such a demand is trivial with the Sovereign's authority. I'll grant you a banquet worthy of conquest.
Oh my
and
God.
comrades to toast beside you.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to follow her at this stage, right? Like, if someone like is literally just saying to you, hey, fight for me, and I will, that's nothing. You will get it no matter what.
But Knight, you must offer me your heart.
What a phrasing here as well, right? And she did.
My heart?
I mean, spiritually she did.
Yes, a loyal heart that will generate no betrayal.
You found it in High Sealans.
You were deceived by gods and drowned in the ocean's darkness. But now, I will lead you forward and be your light.
That is such, again, her hatred of the gods, her wanting to go against the gods and ushering a new era of this world as well. It's such an advantageous position to have when you're talking to someone who has been wronged by the gods, right?
So be it, noble monarch. The law you proclaim shall govern my every breath.
Wow.
So be it, noble monarch. I am simply becoming someone else's vessel once again.
Whoa.
And accepting a duty given to me.
And thus, in her hollow drift, she finally found a new purpose. Like sunlight piercing the deepest trench.
Right, yeah. So this was like, And we know, like, again, like, as we said, this just makes perfect sense that you would want to follow someone like this, that you know, especially when you're feeling lost, especially when you're feeling hopeless, betrayed, all this stuff, to have someone tell you, like, yeah, like, F those gods, follow me. I'll literally give you that feast. All you have to do is give me loyalty. And she's like, okay. And someone who's lost, seeking maybe clarity or guidance, being a follower once again, instead of just someone who's tearing apart the Black Tide without any guidance beyond just there's going to be a feast at the end of this, is probably something that you would be very, like, appealed to in a lot of ways. I think so. So I'm going to end the video here, and the reason I'm going to end the video here is because I think that whatever they're about to show us with the stuff with High Sealans, I genuinely think it's going to be something that is big, right? And it's not that you, like, well, we are... So I'm going to end the video here, and we're going to come back in the next one, and the reason being is because I want to be prepared for, like, what is about to happen. Because we're on a collision course towards Lygus, right? But also they're showing us, like, more stuff about, like, the history of High Sealans. And that to me screams the idea that they are like 110% like gonna show us even more than I thought they were gonna show us. I thought it was just gonna be like maybe up to the point when she got to Cyrene, but it's like, no, look at this, go sing a song and the sun's sitting in the mountain. We're following the story still. So when we got to Cyrene, and I was like, oh, this is a huge, I thought that would have been like a thing where it's like, oh, this is ending here. Like, you know what I mean? In my head, I was like, oh, this is probably the end of the story, and then we're gonna figure something out. Because I thought the moral of the story was just like, hey, like, destruction is at the end of hope, but it seems like there's a lot more to this. You know what I mean? And also we're on a collision course towards Lygus. I want to be prepared. I want to be fully prepared going into the next part and have enough time that I'm not, you know, thinking a half an hour from now, I'm like, oh, well, I got to record other stuff. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I give Honkai Star Rail the time that it deserves, as always, just like I do with every game. I want to make sure every game has the time it deserves. And in this sense, that's what we're going to be doing now. So we'll leave this place. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No way. How do we leave this world? I might just have to stay here in Styxia. I always forget how to do this. Like to warp out of here? Because there is a way to do this. Yes, there is. Okay, perfect. Yes. And we can actually go back to the Asteroid Special, which we haven't gone back to in a while. So we're like right now we're seeing like stuff from history, but we're in like the current cycle. It makes it seems like then, right? For sure. Still there. Still there, man. Something's definitely going on with that for sure. But yeah, we can definitely what we'll do is stop to talk about this for a bit, and we'll converse about this, and then next time, which will be, if I'm not mistaken, it will be next week. I don't know if when this video releases, I think it'll be next week. So next week it will like release, and we'll talk about all this stuff, because next week I feel like next week it's gonna be massive, right? Because it's already been massive. Like, we have so many amazing moments happen all the time, but I feel like we're heading on a collision course towards Lygus. You know what I mean? There's no way in hell that it's not going to be something huge at some point next week, whether it's Thursday or Friday or whatever that is. It's going to be huge. Yeah, let's talk about this. So, to talk about everything that went on here, as we usually do in this stuff, there's a lot of stuff that happened here, and I feel like, you know, some stuff I was like kind of like confused on, but some stuff like I think was just so incredible and so amazing that it's really difficult not to just like look at this and just be like, think is how incredible it was. It was so amazing. It really was. The basic like phrasing that like really got to me, and it wasn't basic, it was an amazing phrasing that got to me and it still rings true in my mind even at this point right now, is the idea of a relay across the ages. Because like I was trying to like come up with analogies being like, oh, it's like when you're passing the ball to someone and you keep going forward. It's like a relay race. That's what it felt like in this whole idea of the story. Like, we woke up and when we came to this world, we found Aglaia and Tribi talking about this, the idea of that there's going to be a relay race in order to basically send Kepali's core flame into the future for Stell, so that Stell can eventually succeed in this mission. And everyone's doing their part to get that core flame to Stell and make a better future, so Stell can like, it's almost like clearing the path so that Stell can like really like hit like a home run in a lot of ways. And they talk about just at the start of this with Tribi and Aglaia, where like they want to send stuff into the future. They talk about the sacrifice of 500 people from Cyrene and then after that Cyrene was assassinated as well. So at this point, there's people already dying, right? Cyrene assassinated, Aglaia took over, but they are all well aware that there's going to be like sacrifices made on this journey, it feels like. We then have like Castris defending Aglaia, and this is one of those moments where like really like sends home like why I just don't like Lygus. He calls them stubborn because they won't hand over the core flame. And this to me, as I said during this, is like the attitude of someone who is like just like, I said the type of attitude where it's like someone who believes that they're entitled to this core flame, right? Someone who truly believes that they deserve this, and like there's no arguments, there's nothing you can argue against this. You should be handing this over to me regardless. And that to me is like one of the things that like makes him like such a like a scary individual, is the fact that like he can like sit here and be like, I deserve this. This isn't a question, this isn't a debate. It's like, you're suffering because you won't give this to me. And it's such like a horrible attitude to have. Like, the reason why you're on the ground now gasping for air is because you just won't give me the core flame. Because again, he's like, it's like, I'm entitled to this. I'm 100% entitled to this. And he hopes that he can like get the citizens of Akama to go against them, so then Aglaia can be killed in that way. Aglaia sends Castris forward, and Aglaia wants to die basically for this cause. Kind of like the same way in a way that Ceridra did, like to be a flame for the future as well. Aglaia's kind of, I guess, come to terms with the idea of death like much quicker than she did before in our cycle. But in this instance, it's like almost in defiance, where it's like, I will die for this. That's fine. I'm not going to let you have the core flame. I will die. And I think at this moment here, we get like obviously another example of like the absolute amazing energy that these characters are giving off, that they are like sending all this stuff forward. They're you know, teeing up this ball so the Cell can hit the home run. And it's incredible to see. But it's also like, as I said with Lygus, the same with last time with the stuff with Noose. He's at his like most him here. Because he likes to act like he's very like calm and collected, and he talks like this, you know. But in reality, he like is bitter, and he's mean, and he's awful, and he's all these things. So when he actually like is talking to us in this way, like being all bitter and mean and awful and all this stuff, and he's actually like being like vitriolic about it, and he's like enjoying the idea of like us suffering in a very spiteful way, that's him, right? Because again, sometimes he's like very like, I'll in due time, I'll tell you. But I feel like he's at his most him whenever he does this type of stuff, like F Noose, F you know what I mean, in his own way. And it's a really interesting character detail for him as well. Yeah, Aglaia said she wants to be the torch that'll be everlasting, but she places her hopes with Stell. And then, of course, they said that Lygus, 50 years later after this, raised the palace, and 90,000 people died that day. 90,000 people died. And here's the thing, I know people will argue like, oh, they're not real people, they're like lines of code. They are real people to me, and that's why I'm going to be always basing this off, is that I love these people, and there's people that are suffering, they still feel pain, they feel love, all those things. He killed 19,000 people that day, 110%. What an evil person. They mentioned afterwards Castris, and in the next vision we see Castris has gone to Styxia. And the reason she's gone to Styxia is so she can guard the path that's going to the vortex of Genesis. So that when Stell returns, there will be a path to the vortex of Genesis. So that Stell can reach the Era Nova. Again, another example of people just like the relay race. Pass on the baton, I'll go on ahead. You know, and all this, it really feels like everyone's like just waiting for Stell to come back, and it's such a really cool way of doing this. The deliverer, as they say. Castris is kind of upset by this, but again, she doesn't want to, no one wants to kind of trample on Castris's, Cipher is kind of upset by this, but no one wants to trample on Castris's resolve, is the way they put it as well. And it is, again, another example of characters making sacrifices, doing stuff for their characters, that it's like a really well done way of doing this. Like, I really feel like where like you feel the energy off each character, you feel each character like really trying their best and willing to do so much. It's like inspirational while also being sad at the same time too. But yeah, Cipher talked as well about the idea that she's already got the Cremnoans. The Cremnoans will help safeguard the city. Everyone is doing their part. Everyone is talking to, like, making deals and safeguarding for the future. It's like really well done. It's so freaking well done in this sense. Yeah. After this, we saw Myde asking for himself from Titrian to be separated into 5 separate pieces, just like we saw before with like the whole thing with Nias and Nicodor. And what will happen is basically the sword that used to defend people will defend people once again, the sword of Castrum, the spear of Castrum Kremnos. And in doing this, he gave people 200 more years of protection. Before he does this, he obviously mentions Anaxa, how Anaxa can be something vital for this cause as well. The whole thing with him mentioning like the idea of like, I want to protect these people again, to me is an example of Mydeimos's they passed the baton to Mydeimos, right? He passes it to Trian. Trian then passes it on to Cipher and Anaxagoras. It really feels like everyone's like waiting to pass that baton to Stell. It's such a, oh my god. Like the inspirational feeling you get from this. There's sadness to it, there's pain to this. But the inspirational feeling you get to this when we're watching this is something so incredible that you can't really like, I can't really put into words just how like amazing it is. It's so fantastic. The words, no, I can't put it into words. I'll put it into words. It is inspirational. It is beautiful. It is emotional. It feels like we are so connected to these characters even though we aren't there. It feels like they care so much about this cause. You feel it in those moments. It's so amazing. And Mydeimos giving everyone 200 more years, which we think 200 more years is a lot of time. It's a lot of time to prepare stuff. In the grand scheme of things, it may not be a lot for Lygus, but for these people, it's a lot of time, 110%. After this, we had the whole thing with Cipher and Anaxagoras, and this is one of my favorite parts as well because they called themselves the two most unlikely heroes, which again, kind of. They're the two like least suited for like war and battle, but they are characters who I believe are the true unsung heroes of Amphoreus and continue to be those true unsung heroes of Amphoreus. And the meaning behind those characters being these true unsung heroes is that, yeah, they're not like the characters you're going to run to first to pick up a spear and a sword, but they have been characters that have done so much for Amphoreus in the past. Whether it be Anaxagoras, like legitimately, let's be honest here, sacrificing himself so that people could learn the truth. He knew he was going to get killed in this point in our cycle. He knew he was going to get murdered. He is willing 110% to sacrifice himself so people can understand the truth of this world. Cipher, literally like told a lie for 1,000 years, separated herself from the people that she loved, and lived a life where she had to live in secret and lies just so she could protect people for 700 more years than you actually would have been. Like, these are the true unsung heroes of Amphoreus, and they plan to trap, along with Hycelins, by putting Anaxagoras into a philosopher's stone, breaking that apart and like spreading her into Fagusa's waters. They plan to trap Lygus in the vortex of Genesis, and in doing so, they will just basically like wrap him up as a present for when Stell arrives. Even Cipher says, like, is this not going to be just a head-on collision for Stell at this point? Would that not be bad? And she's like, and Anaxagoras says it's true, which is like, she's going to fight him anyway. This is the best thing we can do for the Deliverer, is that when she gets here, she will have a wrapped present known as Lygus waiting for her when she does get here as well. I love that, like, in this whole time zone, Anaxagoras is, like, enjoying this. He says he's not smarter than Lygus. I love he says that, because, again, that to me shows how smart he is. I think that a dumb character would be like, I can outsmart Lygus. We know that, like, Lygus is very hard to outsmart. You can do it, but it's difficult sometimes, right? They have done it before. And Anaxagoras is saying, like, I'm not claiming to be smarter. I'm claiming to just know how to make someone suffer. And I love that part. But yeah, it's a great scene between the two of them because they are two characters that are least suited for war, but they are the unsung hero of Amphoreus. And through this whole time, all these characters are then giving these messages to Stell. And while you could say it's not really a message to Stell, I really feel like it kind of is in a way, because Cyrene's like setting this path for us, as we find out later. And I think she wants us to hear these specific lines, so they are designated for Stell as a motivational thing to keep going and keep moving forward. It's a really, really beautiful thing to see, but an amazing like sequence here, as it does feel like, as I said, like a relay race. We see Hyacinthia. She tells us the sky will turn clear and a rainbow bridge will lead to the final battleground, the final baton. But as Hyacinthia says, we say you're the final baton, but really Stell, you're the first. You started all this again. You ignited the fire once again and all this stuff too. Like, seeing all these characters in a row, I think it's like, it serves a bunch of purposes, right? The first purpose it serves is like the fact that we get to see all these lovely characters again. Amazing stuff. The second thing it serves for me, which I think is like a really, really great thing, is that obviously it's like story-based. We have all these characters once again showing that even in the face of like fate, because that's what Lygus says later, you can't defy fate. Even in the face of fate, these characters are choosing to still fight, and they're desperately clawing and scratching and dragging themselves to a place where they can help Stell in the future. Everyone is dying themselves, not surviving, so that in the future Stell can do something about this. The Deliverer can do something about this. We find out that this whole time Cyrene's been a memory too. She shared her memories with everyone, but now there's nothing left to chase, as you said, because Stell has arrived. This is what everyone's been waiting for. The relay race is over. This is who they've wanted this whole time to arrive. The place that they're in now is a maze of time. It's not really real, but she's basically been compiling these memories to lead Stell to this final battleground. She even calls Stell the protagonist in this story too. honestly, like what she says is so true as well, is that Stell is about to do what Finan was doing. She's about to carry the smiles and hopes and dreams and love of all these characters forward with her, which is what Finan was going to be doing as well, which is carrying everyone's hopes and dreams on his back towards the future. And now Stella has to do the exact same thing. It's a really powerful messaging because obviously we see, like we did with Finan, we saw like all these people die before him, right? And we knew he carried that weight on his back. And now we see with Stella, once again, seeing all these memories, we see every single individual and what they've done and what Stella's carrying with her. Not just the people we love, but the things that they've done. And we can't let them down. We just can't let them down. And she even says that Finan will be there by her side too, which again is really important because Finan deserves to be here as well. He breaks my heart. He really, really does. He breaks my heart. But yeah, like I love the idea of bringing our smiles to tomorrow. The scene where like everyone is like kind of like fading away, incredible. Like one of the best scenes, so magical, so gorgeous. It really is just fantastic what they pulled off here with that. And I'm so, once again, emotionally destroyed, but at the same time too, I'm always impressed at how magical they've made this story while also keeping the grounded story and the dramatic and terrifying and sometimes sad story so intact. It can be so fantastical in such a beautiful way and still feel like the most real story in the world, which again, that's good fantasy writing. I want to make that clear. It's good magical writing. It's good mythical writing. This idea of this like mythical world and all these different things around here that wouldn't exist in our world. I know it sounds like it's just like, with Calvin, water is wet, that's what you're supposed to do, but I feel like some people don't always do it well. You can create a fantasy world that doesn't feel real, right? But you can create a world that is like Amphoreus, like Penacony, like Xianshou, all these worlds and even though I know some of them are simulated worlds, some of them are memorial worlds, what I'm saying is these characters feel so grounded and real, and it almost feels like you can like reach your hand out and touch them in the screen because that's how much they're real, how real they feel. So in these moments when they're fading away, that magic is not just a thing of like, oh, seeing this beautiful sparkly thing as these characters we're supposed to love fade away. These are characters we know so well. These are characters we've lived with, we've fought with, we've eaten with, we've seen fight each other in bathtubs. We've seen all this stuff with these characters. So these moments mean so much to us as they are fading away. It is an incredible, beautiful, gorgeous moment. It really is fantastic as well. Lygus says a bunch of stuff. I don't know what he said. We can skip that. No, I'm joking. Lygus says that we can't defy fate. He basically says what he says to us. And we trapped him here, but he's like, I may be trapped, but like, buddy, like my will is so strong I can literally extend out to you. And then he starts telling us the story about a cave, about the idea of these characters in the cave that can't turn their heads, and all they see is the shadow of like fire. And he's basically saying, I don't know the real full moral of the story yet, but all I know is that he's saying that like, can the people in that world change their perception of reality and start seeing like a different reality and start and stop mistaking that world for reality, I guess is what he's saying as well. He talks about to like actually confront him. If we want to confront him at any point, we are literally going to have to set him free. And I think it's so scary as well, because again, we know this is true. To get to him, we'll also have to open up the door for him to exit too. So at some point he knows he's going to be free. At some point, he knows that like we're gonna have to like confront him. So he's been waiting for this because again, a few hundred years, what's that to Lygus? He doesn't care, you know. He does not care whatsoever. But yeah, he then tells us that he wants us to join him and like look upon this story about the full real meaning of destruction and all this stuff as well. And what's so interesting about this as well is that, like, I think, as I said, and I have no problem saying this, Lygus is probably, like, the most annoying character I've ever encountered in my life. I know people say it's a cop-out sometimes to be like, well, is it intentionally he's annoying, or is it just that he's annoying? I don't know, man. I think the fact that this voice actor chose to have, like, every syllable enunciated in such a different way, the fact that, like, no matter what, Lygus always looks down on you, I think that Hoyo intended you to want to just destroy this guy. So when we eventually do defeat him, it's going to be the most satisfying thing in the freaking world, right? It's the fall of Lygus, whatever it looks like, is going to be so beautiful because they have made him into one of the most irritating characters in the history of this universe. That's why he is going to be such a fun character to defeat. That's why he's going to be such a great character to fight. Is because you want to punch him in the face. And I think as well, it's like one of those things where, like, also, he's great because he's not the type of pseudo-intelligent character where like sometimes people are like, this character's so smart and really they're just saying stuff. Now Lygus sometimes just he goes off on like tangents of like, what are you even saying, right? Like as I said, I've already done the impression of a million times, but it is like, you know, hey Lygus, you want to go for some food? Food. At some point, you might need sustenance, but when the time comes, will we truly understand what sustenance means? And it's like, dude, yes or no? You know, and sometimes you're like, please just tell me. But Lygus is smart. Lygus is manipulative. Yes, he can be fooled, but like to deny that Lygus is smart is very, very silly. It's the same thing with like the Tori and Genshin. It's like, I hate that guy's guts. He's annoying. I hate him. But if I sat here and said that Tori is a dum-dum, like at that point it's just like my criticism doesn't feel very valid. Because again, it's one of those things where like a villain can be smart, can be intelligent, can be really good at manipulating situations, but that doesn't mean we have to like him or think he's morally good. He's evil. He's absolutely evil. Lygus is evil, but that doesn't change the fact that like we're dealing with someone here who is incredibly dangerous because he's not stupid. That's what's incredibly dangerous about this character, right? 110%. But yeah, he takes us on this journey, and he talks about the sea sirens, who were like the people of Fagusa, and they were like a Titankin race that were called sea sirens. He said that Kaslana suppressed the Black Tide but not remove the roots. So basically what happened was the sirens were the first people to face the Black Tide. Helectra, which was Hycelins at the time, Hycelins, was one of these characters that had to fight against the Black Tide and actually had a really horrific story already when it comes to this stuff as well. But they talked about as well the three sirens along with Hycelins. They like the idea that the Black Tide is on their borders, but they truly believe that the Queen will use the chalice to be able to like fight against this. Lygus calls them naive. That's the whole root of Lygus's character. He truly believes that anyone who fights against fate is naive, and that's why fighting against fate with Stell is going to feel so important when we get to do that as well. They talk about how the Queen is drowned in dirty mire now because she's been swallowing the Black Tide. It's overflowing in her chalice. But the sirens are telling her, we will actually like be the ones to mend this. Don't worry about this. We will take up your mantle and we will mend this. It's actually a really like sad and like, I don't know, like brutally like depressing thing to see, like these three characters where you know where like this is probably going. Whenever they mention Black Tide and like history, you're like, oh, but like they're so like wide-eyed being like, oh, well, we'll take on the mantle. We'll do it, you know? And that's when the Queen promises him something she can't carry out, which is a feast without end. The whole thing shatters, and you know, people died in the process. The fragments were trying to be found by the sirens. People suffered. People were eaten away by the Black Tide. They turned into Black Tide creatures. In fact, the sirens were the first ones to be turned into Black Tide creatures. There was so much suffering that happened here with the Black Tide. And even after this, even though Hycelins had to kill them, even though Hycelins was suffering this whole time trying to find those chalice pieces, she still had this hope at the end of the tunnel of that never-ending feast that she'd be able to find at the end of this dark tunnel that was promised to her by Fagusa. But it's very clear to us, like I think all of us kind of felt like, you know, as we're doing this. And the reason why this is so important, obviously, is the idea that like, this is, to me, this is, first of all, I think Lygus is trying to show us that going against fate is sometimes just absolutely ridiculous in his view. The idea that these characters thought they could like fight against the Black Tide and destroy the Black Tide. In the end, they just kind of suppressed it, finding the chalice and repairing the chalice again. All the hopes and dreams that that Hycelins was promised were not given to her in the end. I think there's this direct quote by Lygus even saying that like hopes and dreams are nothing but like the foam with the sea or something like that. Like the foam with the sea, the foam with dreams or something like that as well. He truly believes it's like, hey, you shouldn't even hope about this either. Because when Hycelins eventually got to Styxia, she didn't find any feast. She grew her legs, she got a dress made of like sea foam, and Styxia was already swallowed by death. And she even asked herself at one point something like, am I supposed to go on in this world? Am I supposed to live in this world? And again, it lends credence to the idea of Lygus being like, well, why would you want to go on in this world? Like, why are you defying fate? Why are you going against all this stuff? And I think that's like the crux of Lygus's whole messaging is like, look at these people who try to defy fate. And maybe there's more to the message too as we're going forward, but that's what it seems like so far. High Sealands like trying to defy the fate and go against the Black Tide and all this stuff as well, and have these hopes and dreams, but they all faded in the end. It's actually like a really sad and brutal revelation, and you can see it coming, right? One of those things where you're kind of like, oh, you know, you can kind of see it coming. That's not going to have a happy ending, but that's the whole point. That's what Lygus is probably like showing us that as well. And you saw this very hopeful character in High Sealands get her hopes dashed right in front of us. It's brutal. It's really brutal. But yeah, she finds Cyrene, and Cyrene says, I'll give you the feast. No problem. You can have a feast, but you have to like give your heart to me as well. So now we're cutting off here at the point where she finds Cyrene. I think this whole episode was absolutely incredible. I think all these moments here up to this point were incredible. These stuff with High Sealands is always such a heartbreaking story and shows once again how terrifying the Black Tide can be. But also, again, I think it is, for Lygus' perspective, it's going to drive home these like messaging of like hopes and dreams not meaning anything and all this stuff as well that we have to go against, we have to fight against. But it's also like, you know, so sad to see a character like High Sealands who was so hopeful and so had so many dreams and was so cheerful and excited about this feast at the end. She fought so hard and she got destroyed in the end. Again, Lygus probably is trying to show us that too. Look how hard she fought. And look what happened in the end, you know? He's like making one last attempt. But again, he's going to show us more stuff as well. So there's more messaging to this that we're going to see also. And like I said, the stuff at the start there with the relay race, again, driving home the fact of like these beautiful people that we've grown to encounter and grown to love. The messaging of like of clearing the way for Stell shows like how much they believe in this whole messaging and how much they want to live and how much they want to survive. How when one, it's almost funny because like it's happening a lot sooner than it did in terms of like the uniting of all these like people. And obviously with Cyrene was showing all the memories and stuff right to people as well. But it's so funny that Lygus technically like united all these characters a lot quicker than they originally would be, because we had everyone like trying their best, like yes, sacrificing themselves, but trying their best to again clear the path for Stell so that she can make it here. It really does feel like us as the player character are so supported, and it's hard not to just be so enamored by these characters and so inspired by these characters for all the amazing stuff they've done. I really like it. It just made these characters I already love. It made me fall in love with them even more. It made me want them to do good for them, and it made me just want this world made me want to make this world a viable place for people for these characters to actually go on and live in. But again, you never know what's going to happen with that as well. It's a really beautiful sequence, really beautiful location, seeing Styxia not in the purple death and mire. I know it sounds bad to say that Styxia looks better with the purple mire, but that's just from like a video game perspective. In reality, you would want it to look like this as well. It's super cool learning about the sea sirens and their beliefs and like where they came from as well and their original origins. That's also really cool too. There's so many like really, really neat stuff involved with that as well. Really, like right now, my thoughts on this overall is that I have never wanted to take down a character more than I wanted to take down Lygus. Maybe Dotori and Genshin, but that's a whole different story. Lygus is, to me, in Honkai Star Rail, the first time truly I feel like that if they give me a button right now to just end him, I might do it. You might be like, Calvin, like, what? Like, what about Kokolia? It's like, well, here's the thing, like, with any evil character, if someone told me, like, if someone in the game gave you a button, like, to press it, you would press it, right? But I'm talking about, like, story-wise. It's like, I want to hear more of the story, and I want to hear everything more because it's so interesting, you know? I want to hear what he has to say. Not because it's interesting with Lygus. I don't want to hear him talk, but I want to hear what he has to say. I want him to shut up, but I know what he's going to say is going to be very interesting. He's this very, like, dynamic character that way. So we have this thing where, like, yes, would I want him to die right now? Please. Do I want to learn more? Yes. Am I perfect? No. Am I a hypocrite? A little bit. You know what I mean? But we all feel differently in those ways, right? Like, of course. So really, when we get the chance to destroy him, I can't wait. And I also can't wait to learn more about this world as well, even if it's going to be tragic and brutal and all this stuff too. Really emotional stuff going on here, guys, 110%. Thank you so much for supporting this video, and thank you so much for supporting me as always, guys. You guys are incredible. It's so good to be able to make these videos for you guys. I appreciate it so much. I really do. If you want to see these videos early, you can see them on Patreon and YouTube members for €1 or whatever it is in your currency. If you want to see your name in the text credits, that's €10. That's going by right now. If you want to hear your name read out at the end of every single video, that is €15. And I will read out the patrons first at the highest tier. That is Ty Pharaoh 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Hykasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Showerite, Leah200, Malcolm Kunde, and the highest tier of my YouTube, Blasco and Lusanagi. See you guys so soon. Bye bye.